Hi friends, I have a book for us today called Super Red Riding Hood. Some of you might have read this, but it's a fun book, so even if you read it before, it would be fun to read it again, I think. I think that's where she lives. Alright, there she is. She has a cape, and there's a bunny, and a baby doll. And she's trying to save someone up in the tree. Not far from here, near a small forest, lives a little girl named Ruby. Ruby's favorite color is, what do you think it is? That's right, red. She loves red berries, her red boots, and especially her favorite color, red. And she especially loves the red cloak her grandma made for her. When Ruby puts it on, she feels like she has become Super Red Riding Hood, gliding through the air. One sunny afternoon, Ruby was very busy playing superhero in her room. She heard her mother call from downstairs, "Ruby!" There's that doll that was on the front cover, and the bunny, and some pictures that she made. "It is something important, Mom?" she called back. "It sure is. It looks like Super Red Riding Hood has an important mission," Ruby declared. She's riding down the banister so fast in her red boots and her red cape. She threw on her red cloak and grabbed her flashlight. Do you see that? A superhero must be prepared for anything. "You've been indoors all day," her mother said. "Why don't you go pick some raspberries to have with your snack?" What color is her lunchbox? That's right, it's red too. This did not sound like an important mission to Ruby, but she could see that her mom meant business. There's her mom. She kissed her mom goodbye and set along the path to the raspberry bushes with her lunchbox. I think that's where she's going to put the raspberries in hand. "The woods are deep and dark and full of danger," she said to herself, "but Super Red Riding Hood is never scared." Uh-oh, what is she almost stepping on? Ruby was marching along bravely when, oh no, Ruby's big rubber boot almost crushed a tiny snail in the middle of the path. "This is a dangerous place for you, little snail," she said. "Luckily, Super Red Riding Hood is here to rescue." So the snail's fine. She saved the snail. There she is again, putting the snail off to the side. It looks like by the mommy snail. She carefully moved the little snail out of harm's way. "A good deed done," she said, and she skipped towards the woods, singing, "Who's afraid of the deep dark woods, the deep dark woods, the deep dark woods? Na 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 na, not me." There she is, skipping away. Up, and there they are. Are the woods a little bit dark? A little bit. When she got to the edge of the forest, she stopped and peered ahead. A chill drifted from the shadowy darkness. A superhero must be silent like a cat and watch out for danger, she whispered and tiptoed into the woods. What's going to happen? Look at all the noises, things she sees and noises. "Hoo hoo," went the owl. Crack, she stepped on a stick. There's a bunny, and the birds going teka 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 teka. The forest was full of strange noises. It was a very good thing she remembered to bring her flashlight. "Owl, twig, woodpecker," she said out loud, shining her bright light toward the different sounds. There's the woodpecker, the owl, the stick. And she sings again, "Who's afraid of the deep dark woods, the deep dark woods, the deep dark woods? Who's afraid of the deep dark woods, na 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 na, not me. And she sang as she walked. This kind of reminds me of the little old lady who was not afraid of anything as she walked through the woods. Before long, she came to what? What was she looking for? Raspberry bushes full of raspberries. She ran to fill up her lunchbox with the juicy red berries. Mission accomplished, she said triumphantly. She was just snapping her lunchbox closed. See, there you go. When she heard a new sound, a big, rumbly, grumbly, terrifying sound. Grrr, growl. Is she a little nervous behind the tree? Ruby's tummy twisted in a knot. Her teeth began to chatter. A superhero must be brave, she reminded herself. Who's afraid of the wolf? He towered over Ruby, looking frightful with his sharp claws, his yellow fangs, and his bushy tail swishing from side to side. The wolf inched closer. Soon he was close to Ruby. She could feel his steamy breath on her face. Excuse me, I'd like to get by, she said, in a smaller voice than she would have liked. The wolf didn't move. He grinned and asked in a crackly voice, Where are you going all alone in this deep, dark forest? Ruby narrowed her eyes and peered at the shaggy beast. She folded her arms and said, Why do you want to know? Oh, just curious, I suppose. Maybe you can tell me what's in the box. Oh, he's a little frightening now. Let's see what Ruby says. So Ruby ran away from the wolf. Before she could answer, the wolf lunged, quick as a rabbit, Super Red Riding Hood. Hopped. Oh, sorry about that. Gotta go back. Oh, too far. One more time. Let's try this again. Oh, look at how she's going. She's trying to outrun the wolf. She used her super skills to leap and dart past the tricky wolf. Oof! Ack! Oh, look at her. She's up in the tree now. She scrambled up an oak tree and perched on a branch just out of the wolf's reach. While she sat and caught her breath, the grumbly wolf sulked around the trunk of the tree. Ruby had enough. Wolf, she called down. Let me pass. But the wolf stayed put. Wolf, I'm going to count to 5. You better leave me alone. The wolf didn't move. Look at she's means business. 1, she said. 2, 3, 4. He could see that Ruby meant business. Okay, I'll leave you alone. Ruby started climbing back down the tree, but then, growl. Wolf? It's my tummy, he moaned. I'm just really hungry. Well, why didn't you say so? She jumped out of the tree, her red cloak floating behind her like a parachute. If you wanted some of my snack, you could have just asked. The wolf didn't think about that. The wolf looked at Ruby with big, drooly eyes. Okay, can I have some? He asked. What do you think Ruby's going to say? Holding out his paw, Ruby pulled her lunchbox out of the wolf's reach. Not so fast, wolf. You really scared me before, snarling at me with your big fangs and those sharp claws. The wolf's ears drooped. Look at that. He looked at the ground. I'm sorry, he said. Ruby took a long look at the sad, hungry wolf. Aw, forget about it, she said at last. The wolf perked up. pages keep skipping on me. The wolf perked up. Please? He asked, very politely. A superhero always helps those in need. So Super Red Riding Hood did what any superhero would do. What do you think she's going to do? She popped open her lunchbox and shared the juicy berries. Was she very kind? As Ruby and the wolf snacked together, there's the wolf and there's Ruby, under the tree, Ruby remarked, I didn't know wolves like raspberries. Oh, yes, said the wolf cheerfully. They're our favorite. The wolf sat thinking for a little while as he munched. I didn't know little girls could be superheroes, he said. Oh, yes, said Ruby with a wide smile. We can. Oh, and that is the end of the story. And looks like now they're friends. The wolf is waving to Ruby. And that's the end of the story. Bye for now.